What is going on, guys? My name is ItsHalvy, and today I'm bringing you another Chill Chat Q&A video where you guys ask me chill questions and I respond with pretty chill answers. I've been really busy the past few weeks, past couple months, honestly. I mean, I've got my hands in like multiple different cookie jars. If you guys are aware, that metaphor, it pretty much means I'm doing a lot of different things at once. I have my hand in a bunch of different cookie jars, in that I'm just kind of feeling things out and trying to wait and see which thing progresses into the cookie I actually get to eat. I've been really busy just working on stuff like crazy, and with class and with work, changing jobs and finalizing an internship for this summer, all sorts of stuff. And now I've got less than a month left of the rest of this quarter, which is probably going to be more hectic than this last one. So yay me. Just on my video just recently, one of my last videos, somebody said this. Rosie said, "Yo Halvy, when is the next deep chat or Q&A video? Missing those series, dude." Well, Rosie, here it is. Here it is for you. I told you I'd get to it, and it looks like 6 people liked it, so you know, definitely this is like I said, my favorite type of series to do by far on my channel, because this is like what I envisioned back when I started the channel doing. It's also the one that I have the most respect for as a video, because these are the types of videos that can really like help people, that really show a more personal side of myself and, you know, my opinions on things and everything like that. And so I want to make sure that if I'm going to make these videos, like, I have a good chunk of time. I go through the questions ahead of time. I know what I'm trying to say, how I'm going to answer them. I also actually, before I do these videos, make sure that I'm, you know, feeling good, feeling upbeat, not super tired or, you know, sleep deprived like I am about 90% of the time. So, which kind of complicates things. But without further ado, we'll go ahead and get right into this Chill Chat Q&A video. Our first question, to start things off a little bit lightly, I guess, is from Mustachioid Masturbator. My question: if the girl's an A cup, can I and should I titty fuck her? Well, I mean, there's no real easy way to say this, but in all honesty, if the girl's an A cup, you probably can't, which would also therefore give you the you probably shouldn't, because you probably can't. It's just not, just doesn't work that way. But hey, if she's down with you doing those kinds of things, then all the power to you, man. On to the first serious question here from Iced VSG. Good to see you in the comments, dude. I know this is an old question, but you've been sticking around a lot. I appreciate it, man. To graduate high school next year, I need to give, I'm sorry, I'm like squibbling around in this thing. I need to give a 15-minute speech and presentation. Any tips? By the way, I hate public speaking. So there could be a really long version of this and a really simplified version of this, and the long would pretty much just give you a bunch of rationales and reasons for why the simple version makes more sense and is the reason for, you know, my opinion. I used to have, like, I still do struggle actually getting up in front of like you know, large crowds or whatever, and it's weird because for me, at least now, you know, I couldn't care less. Like, I could go in front and do it. I just don't really, you know, I'm very able to do it. But I don't like it because regardless of the fact that I'm mentally fine, like I'm not nervous or anything like that, the physical symptoms of it still affect me. So I get that gut wrenching and all this stuff. But it's not like I'm sitting there thinking about, oh, what are these people going to think of me, or am I going to do this right? I'm chill because I know that, you know, I have enough experience with it, I guess, that I'm comfortable talking in front of an audience. But for whatever reason, physically and you know, based on my body chemistry and brain chemistry, whatever, I guess, it still gives me that feeling of that. It's like that gross crunching in your stomach, but it's nothing like mental. Like, I'm totally fine. I would totally do it. I just hate the feeling of you know, going up to do it. I don't know if that makes any sense at all, but hopefully it does. Anyways, though, a while back, I actually went to Egypt. We went around and did like missionary work and stuff out there, and that's also actually how I ended up almost dying from some sort of virus, possibly because of Pharaoh, which remind me at some point I need to make that into another video itself. That'd be a good video for story time. Story time! Anyways, upon coming back, I was a freshman or sophomore in high school. I was a freshman in high school. They had like a certain select few of us that would be going around to different churches around the area, and we would kind of give our little testimony or whatever and talk about it. And so I would do it, and I was just nervous as balls. And so I'd go up there and I'd say my thing. I'd pretty much black out while I was talking because I was so nervous. But I would, you know, like time and time again have people come to me like, dude, you're such a good speaker. You need to go and speak more. I'm like, I appreciate that, and I'm glad you think so, but I literally wanted to die. So I'm going to go ahead and pass on that. So with that story in mind, Iced, To graduate high school, you need to give a 15-minute presentation. My tips for you would be practice that so much, practice that speech that you're going to do, that 15-minute speech so much that it's ridiculously stupid how well you know this speech. Because essentially, the better you know, one of the main causes of like, you know, uneasiness is the fact that, at least mentally with most people, is that, you know, they don't know if they're going to forget something, or that's a stage fright. You know, you don't know if you're going to forget a line or forget whatever. You don't know if you're going to stutter during your thing, you know, and a lot of that comes from the comfortability of the words you're speaking. So if you practice this thing, and do practice in front of a mirror, it helps. You make eye contact with yourself. Once you get over the weird thing that you're like looking into your own soul while you're talking, it helps a lot, actually. And also practice going slow, like talking slow, enunciating words, because the slower you talk, the longer your presentation goes, which is good for filling 15 minutes. And also, the less likely you are to mess up your words or lose your place, because you're going at a slow, practiced, rhythmic pace. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to actually doing it, you're going to feel nervous, and that's fine, you know. I found that if I was just like eating or chewing gum or something, chewing gum actually helps too before you go up. Spit it out when you go up. What I found helps is, you know, just kind of trying to make light of the situation. And I know that it comes with, you know, some people have it, some people don't, the charismatic side of things. I certainly didn't back then. I didn't really have much of that. But you kind of try to lighten the situation, crack a couple jokes, laugh at yourself is the kind of biggest thing. So if you mess up, whatever, like if you say something stupid, make fun of yourself for it, you know, not over the top, because then that just makes people feel uncomfortable. Just have fun with it, have a smile on, don't take yourself seriously, because if you don't take yourself seriously, then people won't take you seriously in a good way. They'll, you know, they won't be trying to scrutinize you, because they just see you up there just chilling, having fun. The people who are like super tense and freaking out about it very visibly, those are the people that I've found often other people are scrutinizing and start talking about whatever. But if someone's messing up, even if they're messing up like crazy, if they're just chill and having fun with it, no one cares. So that's what my advice to you would be, man. Okay, the next question comes from 246 Studios. Hi, Halvy. I'm dreading doing tests in school because I feel like I can't do it and I'm not smart enough. Can you help me? I'd like to improve, but I just don't know how. I'm not sure what grade or what year you are in school, and it varies greatly. For example, in elementary school, I couldn't tell you. I could barely remember that. As far as I knew, honestly, my elementary school was harder than my high school, to be honest. I had some really awesomely strict and good, though, teachers in elementary school. In high school was a joke, honestly. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's the new word, man. Oh my gosh. Yeah, high school was pretty much the easiest thing. I didn't care at all. I wish I did. Lesson to be learned, even though it's boring and it seemed pointless, do your best in high school, especially your sophomore, junior years. Those are the 2 years that matter the most, because you can make serious money going into college. I got like a $7,000 scholarship for my GPA. I could have gotten a $9,000 if I would have just like tried a little harder in the classes that I was having. So, you know, definitely do that. But I totally like went off on a separate thing. I'm not a big test taker. I always hated tests. Like, they make me very upset, and I hate having to study for them just because I get so distracted that I can't sit and just study anything. What I do is I kind of make like a system. Before anything, if there's a chapters in a book or what have you, and obviously it depends on the class, you go through, you read through, and you highlight vocab words. Vocabs, typically, if you know the vocab words of anything, be it math, biology, anything like that. Math, actually, I don't give a care about, honestly. I hated math so much, and I haven't taken math since high school, and I didn't need to. You know, with science, biology, chemistry, history, all those things, just learn the vocab words. And literally, if you make a little note sheet, or index cards help too. And on the iPhone, they have a billion programs for it now as well. But you make just stat cards or note cards of all of the vocab words for the chapters or the chapter or chapters that you've covered. And if you know just that alone, nothing else, you'll probably, well, I can almost guarantee you, if you know those 100% to a T, you'll probably be able to get a minimum of a 50% of that test, if only you know the vocab. Like, you didn't attend a single class, you just learned the vocab. Obviously, it's not the case. So if you know the vocab 100%, you're more than likely going to get at least a C on that test. And vocab is really easy. You just keep flipping. You learn, and it's just that kind of pattern recognition or visual recognition of words, and then, you know, their meanings, and just do it over and over and over and over. It's just repetition. That's really all it is, studying is. And then for, you know, other things, obviously learning formulas, I pretty much will do something where I'm very neat when I'm a note taker, so I'll have like different color-coded things and sections. So like, for example, multiple choice or just random facts, this color, you know, certain parts of this section. And I would go through chapter by chapter and do that. So then I pretty much make myself like a little study guide cheat sheet of all the big important information to know. And you just read it over, read it over, read it over until it becomes, you know, something pretty much ingrained in your head. And just kind of quiz yourself, just do the cover test. And honestly, if you do that, I mean, you spend, you know, on a normal test, you spend just even 3 hours studying with that method. I guarantee you'll be able to pass tests just fine. So yeah, hope that helps. I'm not the best person to ask about tests because I hate them myself too, but that always worked for me when I had to take tests myself. So, all right, the final question is from Paralyzed. He says, "Hey Halvy, I was wondering if you could help me with an issue that I have. I'm currently depressed and have been since July of 2014. My biggest problem is that my friends are not there for me. Now that I need them the most with exams in high school. I'm just tired of life. Been going to school for 10 years now and soon going to high school. Norway, represent, man. I have talked to them and they always say the same, oh, look at Michael, he is such a grown-up, and that really irritates me. In the last 3 months now, it seems like their mental age has dropped with some years, like constant need to irritate and provoke me. And when I confront them about it, they never take responsibility or anything. Never do they say, sorry, did not mean to make you feel that way, or just simply, sorry. It's always, I don't know what you're talking about, when was this? I hope that you can help me understand this because I'm getting really effing tired of life. Michael." Well, Michael, you know, I think what interests me about the way that you said your things here, the way that you paraphrase this all, is that it seemed like it wasn't that you felt like people were making fun of you for being too young or you know, under whatever. It's that you felt you were exceeding beyond these people, maturity-wise, you know, intellect-wise, and they were giving you trouble for being more mature. And in my opinion, that's really silly. And I don't know if that's exactly what you meant or not, but if you're saying that their mental age has dropped with the years, they're constantly needing to irritate and provoke you, honestly, bro, like, if they're bugging you and you've tried to confront them about this, I don't know why you'd even want to stick around with them, you know? Move on, get new friend groups. If you feel like you've been growing intellectually and maturing and they haven't, well then you don't need to lower your maturity level to hang out with these people. Find people in the grade above you. I actually almost always was interacting, my friend group has always been the grade above me throughout almost all of college, and I skipped a grade even, so it was pretty much 2 years ahead of me that I was more friends with, and that's just because that was through experiences in life, through all these different ways that I had to go about my life, learning how to cope with things and deal with things and just getting life experience. My mental maturity, my mental age, I guess, was a little bit higher than most people at my actual age. And so that's why I got along better with these other people. You know, and that's what I would say for you, man. Like, if your friends, quote-unquote friends, they get all cliquey, they stick together, that's when it's fun to gang up on people, apparently, and be mean and bullies and all that stuff. It's just no fun, man. That was a terrible time. You know, if you feel that your friends are irritating you, bugging you, bothering you, or immature and all these things, and you've told them about that and they refuse to listen, then don't stick around with them, man. There should be no reason for you to, you know, like, interact with them, sure, in time to time, but if they're going to irritate you and be, you know, whatever, mean to you or bug you about things, then just move on. You don't need them. You know, go get better friends that are going to actually treat you with the same maturity level that you were at, rather than being, you know, held back by kids, pretty much. You know what I mean? You say you've been depressed and that you're getting tired of life, man. I can just tell you this, it'll always get better. It may seem like it's getting worse and worse, but it'll always get better. Trust me, you know, life has its ups and downs. And the way that I like to see it is you know, life is kind of like a heart. When you look at that heart monitor, right, it spikes up, goes down, spikes up, goes down. And it always is doing that. And that's the same with life. And when you look at the heart monitor, if that heart monitor ever flatlines, that means that you're dead. Your heart dies. Your heart stops. So that's the same with life. You know, you can't have just a stable flatline life. That would make you a robot. You're going to have your ups and downs, and the ups and the downs are what make life so great and so enjoyable, because you wouldn't truly be able to appreciate the ups in life if you didn't have those downs to compare them to. You know, everything works together in that way. So while you're probably in a rut right now, man, I can guarantee you, I feel you. I was in the same place multiple times in my life. It always gets better, and there's always people out there to talk to and help you out with these problems, you know, if you need just in comfort or encouragement or anything. And I can just genuinely tell you, man, focus on you, have fun, and if people are holding you back, get rid of them. Don't hold on to people just because you feel obligated because you've known them or because they were your friends. Just because someone was your friend doesn't mean that they can become someone different. I can literally tell you I'm friends with like 2, maybe 3 people from my high school class still. And like half of them went to my college. yeah, man. So anyways, I hope that brought some encouragement to you and shed some light on the situation. And that's the last question for this video. I always try to, like, I'm not gonna ramble on too much, and I always do, and it's just me, so whatever. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Those of you that answered the questions, I hope that it helped you out. And if those of you who are just watching, maybe if you gained something from it. As always, if you have any questions of any kind about, from my Love Doctor series about, relationship or dating advice to anything related to this, chills, movies, hottest trending bikinis, all that good stuff, just be sure to leave a comment or as a question down below. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching the... I choke on my own spit at least once per one of these videos. Gosh, dang. So thank you guys so much for watching my video, and if you guys are interested, I'll have 3 videos down in the description below. My previous Q&A, chill chat Q&A, my previous deep chat commentary, and then my previous Love Doctor commentary or video or whatever, that you guys can go check out if you haven't seen them yet. But with that said, stay beautiful, have a fantastic freaking day, and we'll see you later.